In today's video, I'm gonna be showing you guys how I got shredded and how you can get shredded too. I feel like a lot of people overcomplicate this. I know when I first started dieting, I did the same thing. It's natural. So we're gonna dive deep into everything so you finish this video with a super clear mindset on how to reach your goals. Maybe you're not even looking to get shredded or in shape, but you're just interested in my lifestyle and just wanna see how I live my life outside of making content for the internet. This is pretty much how my days go every single day. As you saw, I wake up around 7 a.m. and then I always go straight to the bathroom and I look at my physique. And then we start off the day with breakfast. I usually keep most of my meals the same every single day. I always have 2 whole eggs, 200 grams of egg whites, and 2 pieces of Ezekiel bread. As you can see, I weigh out all of my products on a food scale. This is essential in my mind if you are trying to track your calories on a daily basis. I use MyFitnessPal. It is an app that is completely free in the App Store. This app truly is a lifesaver. It's super convenient. All you have to do is scan the barcode of a product and then change the serving size to grams or ounces, whatever you're weighing it out in, and then log how much food you are eating. As you can see, I'm making scrambled eggs. That's what I like to eat. And of course, I'm not gonna eat my Ezekiel bread plain, so I add a peanut butter to it. In this case, I'm using Nuts and More birthday cake flavored peanut butter. This stuff tastes so good. And right before I eat my breakfast, I have to take in my pills. We have vitamin D3 and K2, a multivitamin, iron pills, fish oil, a mushroom stack, which includes lion's mane, cordyceps prime, and reishi mushroom. I like to take my pills before I eat. I do this because most of the times I work out after I have my first meal in the morning. And I've noticed if I take my pills right after I eat instead of before, I'll burp a lot at the gym and I'll always burp up the taste of my pills. So I feel like eating after I take them kind of suppresses that a bit. And this is what my breakfast is looking like. We're at 635 calories, 56 grams of protein, 55 grams of carbs, and 21 grams of fat. Now that you guys have seen my morning routine, I want to talk about how I got shredded and how you can get shredded as well. So my current calorie intake every day is about 1900 to 2100. In MyFitnessPal, I have my calories set as 2000. Of course, some days I go under, some days I go over. 5 to 6 days out of the week, I'm hitting between those calories. And the reason I say 5 to 6 is because there are some days where I'll eat 2500 calories and then there's days where I eat like 1700 calories. Really just depends on how the day's going for me. But even on days that I eat 2500 calories, I'm still eating below my maintenance calories. And you may be asking, what is a maintenance calorie? Your maintenance calories is the amount of calories that you can eat in a single day without gaining fat and without losing fat. Of course, if you're working out and building muscle, you're gonna gain weight from the muscle that you're building, but it won't be fat. Now you may be thinking, well, how do I figure out my maintenance calories? There's a few different ways, but I think the easiest way is to use a TDE calculator. So I got my laptop right here. I'm on the website. You can go to tdeecalculator.net. I'll have the link down below at the very top of the description so you guys can see. So TDE stands for total daily expenditure, basically to measure how many calories you burn a day. Some people may not know this, but even if you don't do a single thing, let's say you just stay at home, you watch TV, and or you sleep all day, you are still burning calories. Every single day, your body has a set amount of calories that it burns based off of a lot of different factors, including your height, the amount of muscle mass you have. And then of course, if you're doing cardio on top of that or walking around, that's clearly gonna burn more calories. So let's figure out what it says for me. So I'm 25 years old. I currently weigh 151 pounds. I'm 5'7". Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. For me, my activity level, heavy exercise is ideally what I actually am, which is 6 to 7 days a week I go to the gym. I go to the gym every single day. It's rare when I take a rest day. I know there's gonna be people that are like, you need to take a rest day or you're not gonna grow. The only time that I personally take a rest day is when I go to the gym and I start doing like a set of something and I'm like, wow, I'm just not feeling it today. So I'm gonna not work out. Instead, I'm just gonna go do some cardio on the treadmill. That's like my rest day. I still go to the gym. I'm still active in some sort of manner. But there are those days where I go and I feel like that. I'm like, all right, I'm clearly not gonna have a good lift day. Let's just do some cardio. So back to the activity. Heavy exercise, 6 to 7 days a week. I choose moderate exercise instead, just because if I'm somebody that's trying to lose weight, I don't wanna take the higher end of the amount of calories that it's telling me I should be taking in every day. And the reason I say that is because let's say my heavy exercise, if I click that, it tells me to eat 300 more calories than the moderate exercise. Obviously, taking in more calories, I'm gonna hold more weight. So in this example, I'm using moderate exercise. You can type in your body fat percentage if you want. This will give you a little bit more of an accurate calorie reading. We're not gonna do that for this example. We're just gonna hit calculate. It's telling me my maintenance calories is 2,524 a day. Now, if I was to type in my body fat, which I'm around 9% right now, this jumps up about 100 more calories every day for my maintenance. So this is the amount of calories that I can eat every single day without gaining fat and without losing fat. If you scroll down, it tells you your ideal weight based on your height. It even says don't take this weight too seriously, especially if you lift weights. Of course, you're gonna build muscle. Muscle weighs more than fat. So don't freak yourself out if it's telling you that you're overweight when you're really probably not. Trust me, it told me I was overweight until I got down to like 10% body fat, which is pretty lean. If you scroll down a little bit more, you can see your maintenance. It gives you a macronutrient setup. These are suggested macro breakdowns. You don't have to follow these, but you can if you'd like. Maybe you want a moderate carb diet or a lower carb diet or a higher carb diet. You can base off how much protein you're gonna take in, how much fat and how many carbs you're gonna take in based off of this breakdown. But for this case, we're looking to cut, right? So when we're cutting, at the end of the day, it comes down to calories. So we'll click cutting. These macronutrients values reflect your cutting calories of 2,160 calories per day, which is a 500 calorie deficit. So that's about what I'm doing right now. I'm about doing like 1,900 to 2,100 a day, like I said. And just for an example, we'll pick the heavy exercise. We'll recalculate. See, it's telling me about 300 calories more. I'd rather take the lower end because one, I'm gonna lose weight faster, and two, I don't really know how accurate this is. But for the amount of times that I work out, moderate exercise seemed to work pretty good when I was dieting. Trust me, I work out a lot too. I work out 2 times a day, every single day. I go to the gym in the morning after I eat my breakfast, and then I'll have my last meal, and then I'll go to the gym again and work out a different muscle group. Later tonight, I'm gonna be hitting a back workout, so I'm gonna show you guys that workout as well. And of course, the rest of the meals that I have throughout the day. So back to our TDE, we have our maintenance calories. We know how much we need to eat to cut. I'd recommend no less than 500 calories a day for cutting. If you want to do a little bit more, that's fine. But honestly, I don't recommend doing more than 700 to 800 calories under your maintenance every day. Trust me, you're gonna feel like shit. So I now have my phone. We're gonna open up MyFitnessPal. In the bottom right-hand corner, we're gonna click more. We're gonna go to goals, calories, carbs, protein, and fat goals. We're gonna change our calories based off of our cutting needs. I have 40% carbs, 35% protein, and 25% fat. When I first started tracking my calories and my macros, I really overthought the whole process of my macro breakdown. I was constantly stressing out whether I should have a higher carb diet or a higher fat diet, and I honestly don't think it matters as much as I thought it did. I think what's most important is taking in at least 1 gram of protein per body pound weight. So for example, I'm 151 pounds, I'll take in at least 150 grams of protein every day. Don't get me wrong, there's some days where I take in less than 150 grams, and then there's some days where I take in like 200 grams. It just really depends on what I'm eating that day and how my days are going. But this is why it's good to eat pretty much the same thing every day, because at least you'll expect and you already know what you have to eat to hit your goals. And obviously you can pre-log all your food in the MyFitnessPal and readjust to figure out what you should eat and what you shouldn't eat. Most of the time after my breakfast, I'll go in and I'll log all of my food for the rest of the day and see what I can eat and see what I have a little bit of room for. You don't have to do it that way, but that's what works best for my fiance and I. We always do that. And then when it comes down to your fats and your carbs, I like to take in at least 50 to 60 grams of fat a day, and then the rest of my intake is my carbs. Of course, you need to figure out what works best for your body. So just give it a try, do a specific macro breakdown for a couple weeks. If you feel like you're starting to plateau a bit, maybe go higher fats or maybe go higher carbs. But listen, don't stress about it too much, because at the end of the day, it comes down to your calories. If you're taking in less calories than your body burns, you are going to lose fat. A lot of people have this perception that a diet means you're just eating healthy. I'm gonna be honest, I can eat the crappiest foods all day long and still lose fat. Why? Because I watch my calorie intake. Now, of course, it's better for you to eat healthier foods. You don't want to be eating junk all the time, but I'm just giving you that as an example. People also have this perception that, oh, if I eat chicken, broccoli, and rice all day long, I'm not gonna put on fat. If you eat too many calories, you will. Let's say you only ate chicken the entire day, but you ate 5,000 calories worth of chicken. Yeah, that's a lot of protein, but that's also a lot of calories. It does not matter how clean you eat if you are eating too much. And this is why I highly recommend you, if you are dieting or you want to diet and you want to get super lean, you want your abs to pop, you want striations in your muscles, it's best to track your calories and know how much you're eating every single day. Also, I know I'm gonna see this comment, well, Lance, I've been dieting for 3 weeks. Can I have a cheat meal now? No. I don't recommend you having a cheat meal for at least 2 to 3 months of dieting. You need to get into that rhythm of constantly eating healthy and or in a caloric deficit. And a cheat meal isn't really the best option. A lot of times when people think of a cheat meal, they just eat whatever they want and they don't track. I know for me personally, I can easily eat over 2,000 calories in a single sitting. So imagine if you ate 2,000 calories in one meal, that whole week of you just dieting, it's basically like you didn't even do it. I like to have refeed days instead. I'll change my calorie intake for the day to my maintenance, and I'll eat my maintenance calories for that day. This way, I don't gain fat, I still eat a little bit more, I destroy that feeling of like feeling tired and just like depleted all the time, and then I get right back on schedule the next day, and it was almost like that day just didn't count. I didn't set myself back at all. Oh, and by the way, there's no such thing as a cheat day when dieting. I had a friend that told me, yo man, I'm following your diet plan, I'm doing everything right, I'm taking in this amount of calories every day, and I don't know why I'm not losing weight, I'm actually gaining weight. I'm like, dude, that makes literally no sense. Explain to me everything that you're doing. He tells me everything that he's doing, and then he's like, oh yeah, but on the weekends I'll have like a cheat day. And I'm like, a cheat day? Bro, what the f is a cheat day? He's like, oh, I'll just eat whatever I want. And I'm like, you're literally destroying everything that you just did for that entire week. Like it didn't count at all. So if you're gonna stick to a diet, stick to it at least for 2 or 3 months before you have anything like that. That's just my recommendation. So going back to MyFitnessPal, you now know how much calories you need to eat every single day. I highly suggest you use the food scale, weigh out all your foods, scan the barcodes. Obviously grams is way more accurate than ounces. So I try my best to weigh out everything in grams if possible. Also, make sure that when you scan a barcode on MyFitnessPal, that the nutrition label on the back of the food product lines up with the nutrition facts on MyFitnessPal. Sometimes people will label it wrong or the barcode scans like a different type of product. I don't know why. It's not perfect, but just double check. Because you might be eating something that says it's 20 grams of protein, but then you go and log it and it says it's 50 grams of protein. Or maybe it's 50 grams of fat when it's really 10 grams of fat. So just look out for that. Some quick things that I did forget to mention. Cardio is not necessary, but it definitely helps. If you're looking to lose weight faster, I definitely recommend at least 30 minutes on a treadmill, preferably 15% incline with at least 3 to 3.5 speed. This is very low intensity. It's very sustainable and easy to do. I would just recommend putting on some headphones, jamming out some music, or maybe even watching some videos online. Time will fly when you do this. I try to shoot for at least 10,000 steps a day. If you do have a smartphone, there are plenty of apps that will track your movement for you and let you know how many steps you took that day. Of course, your phone has to be on you while taking those steps. Even the health app that comes with the iPhone has this feature as well. And the other thing is when you are dieting, your weight is going to fluctuate. So you might lose weight really quick the first week and then it'll slow down and then at times it'll speed back up again. This is normal. Weight fluctuations and water fluctuations are normal. Don't let it demotivate you if you drop 3 pounds in one day and then the next day you gain 2 pounds. This is literally just water weight fluctuation. It's gonna happen. Maybe one day you ate pasta and you're holding more water weight because it's absorbing all that water. Depending on what you eat will affect how much water weight you hold. And this is also a good reason why maybe you should eat the same thing every day so these fluctuations aren't that drastic. You're still going to lose weight if you're in a caloric deficit. Do not trip about it. So now you officially know how to properly diet. I'm getting really hungry. We're gonna go have my pre-workout meal right now. Let's get it. I told you guys in the previous clip that I was about to go eat. It's been a bit longer than I expected. I haven't eaten in 7 hours at this point, and I feel like crap. Unfortunately, it is very common when you are on a diet. I start to get a headache. I just feel nauseous. And this is one of the main reasons why a lot of people fail with their diet. It is a lot of mental stress, but of course, you're not gonna be able to diet forever. Once I reach my body fat goal, which I still have to lose like another pound or 2, I will then eat my maintenance calories. And this way, I'll still grow. I mean, look, I'm growing right now, just obviously not as fast. I'll maintain the amount of body fat that I have and I'll be able to eat more, which is good. It's just that like when you start getting down to single digit body fat number, you feel like you have no energy at all times. Like caffeine is my best friend right now. Especially when I go this long without eating, it's pretty bad. So I'm gonna make my pre-workout meal right now, which is actually one of my favorites. They are pancakes, but not any normal pancakes. They're protein pancakes. This is what I'm about to have, Kodiak Cakes Power Cakes. This is what one serving is like. I do 2 servings, so I do 106 grams. Ends up being 28 grams of protein, 60 grams of carbs, and 4 grams of fat. Before a workout, I like to carb load, so I'll have a lot more carbs this meal than any other meal. I usually like to have anywhere between like 60 to 90 grams of carbs before I lift. And of course, we got the sugar-free syrup to go with it. There's only 15 calories for 30 milliliters, which is exactly the serving that I do. 5 grams of carbs, 0 fat, 0 protein. I did have a syrup that was actually actually 5 calories and a little bit less carbs, but they sold out of them at the store, so I just picked this up instead. I also like to add chocolate chips to this, so I'll do 1 serving of that. 1 serving is about 15 grams, which this is the very last chocolate chip we have, so I'm just gonna log 11 grams instead. So in the at, we'll change this to 11, and now it is fixed. This is what my next meal looks like, 449 calories. Now we just add some water and stir. I only use bottled spring water. Never purified water, only spring. Purified just tastes like crap. And I never use tap water either. I don't trust it. So that's a heads up for y'all. If you buy purified water, try buying spring water instead. You can literally taste the difference. Purified, it just tastes like chemicals. And talking about water, I try to drink at least 1 gallon of water every day. Also, it's getting pretty late right now. It's almost 8 p.m. I usually try to finish all my meals by 7 p.m., but today's a little bit of a wacky day. I usually do that because it gives me enough time to digest my food before I go to sleep. So whenever I go to weigh myself in the morning, it's not like my scale is fluctuating a lot. It just gives me a better understanding and a more accurate reading of what my actual body weight is. Because look, if I was to eat at 11 o'clock at night and then go to bed maybe half an hour after I eat, I'm gonna wake up a lot heavier than me eating at 7 o'clock, waiting a few hours, and then going to sleep. Obviously, it takes your body a lot longer to digest when you're sleeping, and you're gonna wake up just bloated. So if you're trying to diet and you think that you're waking up every day and you're getting heavier and heavier, you're probably just eating really late. You're probably not actually getting fatter or gaining weight. You're probably just more bloated. You're probably wondering why I'm using a measuring cup, even though I don't actually weigh it out in here. I weigh it on a scale. To be honest, there's just something about this glass that allows the pancake mix to flow out a lot easier. And I actually get most of the batter out compared to like using a bowl. I don't typically use this huge pan to cook my pancakes, but this is the only thing that's clean right now. I gotta do the dishes, but this does the job. I just make 1 giant pancake anyway, so it doesn't even matter. There we go, we'll just let that cook. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Woo! 30 grams of syrup, we're good to go. That first bite's always the best. That was very good, but unfortunately, I'm still hungry, just as I usually am after every single meal that I eat. It takes about like 10 to 15 minutes for my stomach to settle, catch up with my brain, and be like, okay, you're satisfied. You don't need to eat anymore. But since I am about to catch a workout, I do like to eat a Rice Krispie before. Why? They're very simple carbs, and of course, there is sugar in the Rice Krispie as well, which break down very fast in your body, and you get quick energy. So it gives me a good pump. So I'm gonna eat that, log it, and get changed and get ready for my workout. It is now time to go to the gym and get that pump. Of course, I gotta make my pre-workout cocktail right now. All right, so I've done a lot of Ghost products recently. I feel like I've taken almost every pre-workout that's out there. Of course, I'm exaggerating, but I've taken a lot of different stuff. So I like to try new things. And usually I'll try a brand and then I'll try like all of their products. So that's like what I did with Ghost right now. Of course, we have our pre-workout. This is not Ghost. This stuff hits me pretty hard. We have nitric oxide, mango flavored creatine, and some amino acids. So I'm gonna mix these all together. Usually either early in the day or later in the day. It just really depends on how I'm feeling. I'll have some greens. As you can probably see, I don't get a lot of greens in my diet, so I like to supplement them. And there's a bunch of probiotics in there as well, so it helps clear out my gut. Started off, of course, I gotta add some water, pre-workout, pump, EAAs and BCAAs, and creatine. So I actually have this milk frother, and this actually works perfect for mixing up your pre-workout. I always use this. Usually drink this about half an hour before I go to work out. Give it enough time to kick in, especially since I just ate. Obviously, if I took this on an empty stomach, it'd kick in a lot faster. It's not ideal because I've done that before and I zoom. Like, I get crazy energy, but it's almost like too much to the point where my heart's beating really fast and it gets like hard to breathe. So it's better when I do it like this. And me and my baby are gym ready. We go together twice a day, almost every single day of the week. Pretty insane, but we love it. Like, I don't know, Jersey's kind of boring, so I feel like it's like the only thing for us to do.
We said that about Florida, though.
Yeah, we're just boring wherever we go, I guess. Just got to the gym. I'll be going to sauna for about 10-15 minutes, usually what I can do to warm up. Oh wow, and it's dead in here. It's usually mad people here. So I'm gonna stay in here for about 15 minutes, warm up my body. I always love coming in here, it gets my blood flowing before a workout, especially since it's always so cold in Jersey. I just feel like this makes my workouts better. I literally drip like a pig in here every single time. And then I'll get out of here, I'll dry off, and then start my lift. All right, I think we're all warmed up now, ready to go. What the actual f***? I just walked into the bathroom, bro. Who does this? That is so excessive. At that point, you might as well just wear a diaper. Like, I get it, the toilets are dirty, right? I don't want to sit on them either. But that's crazy. I'm gonna be real, I usually only go number 2 at my own house. That's the only place I feel like safe and secure and clean. I hate doing that in public. It's very rare if I do. But that's crazy. All right, about to get our workout started. Got my boy Noe right here. We're gonna hit back today. They play a lot of copyrighted music here, so unfortunately, I'm probably gonna have to just do like a montage for y'all. So let's get it started. So before my lifts, I usually just warm up with like a 5 or 10 pound plate. There's no 5s right now, so I'm using this. Get my blood flowing, get my shoulders warmed up so I don't throw anything out. Of course, the only time I don't do this is if I'm doing legs, but my shoulders have been thrown out before, so I take a lot of precaution on them. Try not to have any injuries. Best to just stretch and warm up. So to start off back, we're gonna be doing some lat pull downs. Let's get started. Successful back day, feeling great. Got home from the gym, made my last meal. Now I'm about to have a protein shake. So I logged in snacks, just ignore that. It doesn't really matter where I log it. So we had 2 whole eggs, cheddar cheese on a brioche bun. Just made a little sandwich. And then I added my protein shake in here as well. Today's one of the lower days. We're eating 1868 calories. And this is what my macro breakdown looks like. 153 grams of protein, 192 grams of carbs, and 55 grams of fat. Got my 42 gram protein shake. Gonna chug this real quick. But that is gonna wrap it up for today's video. I hope I was able to teach you some things throughout this video. Maybe this video has inspired you to live a healthy lifestyle. Look, you don't have to get as lean as I am. Honestly, my goals are a little absurd at times and I go to the extreme with everything that I do. But I'm super happy with the way that I've been looking recently. Definitely a huge confidence booster compared to how I was looking. I feel healthy, I feel great. And at the end of the day, it just feels great knowing that I'm taking care of myself and my body. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.